All right, so on that next clean piece of paper, put your first and last name on the right-hand side. Put the date underneath that, please. It's August 18th. Seems like August is taking forever. On the far left side, write in the topic up here, Britain's trade laws. Again, this is a review from yesterday, just to make sure you've got what I'm looking for, okay? If you have this in your pictures that you drew yesterday, that's a good thing, but now you're also going to have it in your spiral. How many of you, just out of curiosity, yesterday did the pictures on the paper, but also copied it into your spiral so you have it for testing? A few of us. I recommend it, especially with quiz tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Make sure you have this. It says first, it says Britain's next problem came with the good old American colonists on the east and the right side. Remember, they got pushed to the east and to the right. What was the name of that thing that pushed the Americans to the east? Aiden?
Proclamation.
Because the next issue for the British came with this. Shoplifting issues. Okay, do we have that? Shoplifting issues. The more technical term I'd like you to know is known as smuggling. The Americans were forced to the east. The Americans were forced to the east so that they would have to buy British stuff. Guess what their decision was for not wanting to buy British stuff?
They steal it.
They steal it. Okay, so the next big problem for the British was shoplifting, known as smuggling. I'm not going to use the word shoplifting on a quiz or test. I'm going to use the word smuggling. It's more historical. How many of you in your notes yesterday or on your pictures might have used the word shoplifting or smuggling? Okay, then you're thinking like me, which is good and bad. Okay, paragraph 2, if you're reading along in the book on page 123. It says, in the past, however, American juries would naturally find smugglers innocent because it was an American court, right? Oh, you smuggled? Don't do that anymore. Tap on the wrist. American juries would naturally find smugglers innocent in court. Letter A says, Britain then convinced Parliament. Whose Parliament? Yes.
British government.
Good. Britain convinces the British government to pass another law that the Americans are going to hate that would send naughty smugglers to something called a Vice Admiralty Court. Now that definitely was one of our boxes yesterday, right? So let's see if we got everything we need for Vice Admiralty Court. No more American courts, no more American judges. Parliament has passed another new law. We shall have a British judge now. So number 1 here says, here's the beauty of a Vice Admiralty Court. American courts would now, according to the new law, not have any jury members. There's no voting on this. Well, some of the jurors found you guilty, and some of you found there's no jury. Would not have any jury members, and now would be run by a British officer. Cliff notes, simple version, you're guilty every time. How many of us put into our pictures yesterday something about no jury members? Did we miss that detail? If you missed it, put it in today. No jury, there's no debating this. Okay, jury, we'd like you to go back to the back room and we'd like you to take as long as you need to think about this and come out with a vote and let us know. Hey, no. No. The only one in charge is a British officer. It's like you get in trouble in my classroom or you get in trouble at school and you go to Miss Hoffman's office. Are there people in there defending you? No. Is there a British officer in there?
Yeah.
Kinda. Like, okay, this isn't going to be good. That's how the Americans might have felt. Paragraph 2, last little bit for this slide. Paragraph 2 on 123. It says, lastly, in 1767, Parliament, or the British government, also authorized documents allowing British officers to enter any American location. They can go into any American spot and search to see if you had smuggled goods. Oh, no, you don't have the right. This is my backpack. A bull. We have this little piece of paper that the Parliament passed. We can check your stuff whenever we want because we think you stole stuff. Even if we think you didn't steal stuff, we just want to check your stuff and take stuff. What are you going to do about it? So the Americans are getting more and more and more upset. Kind of like the boy maybe in that video getting more and more upset at Janice. Something's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's like tick, 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 tick. And at some point, one of those tick, 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 ticks are going to turn into boom, the Americans are mad. I actually have an updated video of the boy and Janice I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, so Parliament has authorized documents to allow any British officer to check any American location if they think you stole stuff or if they don't think you stole stuff. Just for fun. Just to make American life even more brutal. Does anyone have any questions on this slide? Rachel?
There's a beginning parenthesis, but it never ends.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions about the information on this slide?
Where does it end? Because I wrote it.
Here's a picture of what a Vice Admiralty court could have looked like. This is not a jury. These are people just listening.
You searched that up on Google.
Where else would I get it? Would you like? Do you think I had people like sit in the positions and dress like them?
Probably.
Okay, so this would be a Vice Admiralty court. They're not a jury, and then this is the man in charge. Maybe there's a 1% chance if you get called into the British court, maybe there's a 1% chance like he's having a nice day, and he says, let him go. But I wouldn't hope for it. Okay? Last slide for today. This is, again, review from yesterday. After this, I will show you our updated...
Oh, I worked so hard on that.
I will show you our updated Janice video. Paragraph 1, 123, just a different section, and now we're talking about the Sugar Act. It says in 1764, Britain then passes the Sugar Act. This was an idea to create a lower tax than what was originally being charged on the American colonists. Before Britain hoped there would be less smuggling. Okay, so what they're doing is basically lowering the tax. There's a sugar tax, but they're making it lower. Well, that sounds like something nice from the British, though, doesn't it? Why are they lowering the sugar tax?
So they can lower the tax, so in hopes that the lower tax they have more money. And more money, they don't need to steal.
Okay, you're close, but they're lowering the sugar tax in hopes that the Americans would stop smuggling. Okay, let's still tax them. Maybe bring it down a little bit because this smuggling problem is a major problem right now. Like they're stealing everything. The Americans. We steal! Okay, so there is a sugar tax. It is slightly lower, all in attempts that the Americans would maybe stop with the five-finger discount. Says this act also allowed British officers to take back stolen goods without having to go to court. Meaning if they caught you for stealing, you don't have to go to the court system because the courts are packed with cases about stealing. So now the officers can just say, hey, you stole that, give me it, I'll just take it back to the store. Okay, the courts were packed, like every day, 500 court cases. What's this case about? Smuggling. Oh, what's the next case about? Smuggling. So now the officers can just say, hey, you have something, I'm taking it back, and I'm returning it to the store. Okay? The Sugar Act, a slightly lower tax meant to stop smuggling, and now the officers, if there is smuggling, can just take it back to the store themselves. We can stop with the court stuff so much. Paragraph 2, our last little bit to my knowledge, and then we'll get to the updated Janice video. It says, naturally, American colonists hate everything the British are doing. This goes all the way back to the Proclamation. They hate everything the British are doing to them and feel violated. Wouldn't you feel violated if hey, I think you stole stuff. I need to check your bags. Hey, I think you have something that's in your bags, backpack that's not yours. I need to check it right now. And you have no right or say in any of this? And these taxes are piling on, and you've been forced to move from the west side of the Appalachians to the right side. Like, your life is being dictated. So it says the Americans feel violent. Americans were furious with the new laws because they felt the laws contradicted the British law. The British actually had this in their law system. This little phrase right here. Check this out. Maybe you've heard it before. The British had this. All people are innocent until proven guilty. The British believe that? Well, yeah, they do. But there should be more to... You are innocent until proven guilty if you're British. You are guilty no matter what if you're American. They have the clause innocent until proven guilty. Americans are like laughing at that. I'll come right back to it. Let me just make sure it's the last slide. Yep, last slide. There's our Vice Admiralty. The Americans are furious. Remember the tick, 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 tick. At any point, the Americans are going to explode in frustration. And now let me show you this updated video of Janice. This is a few years later, but you're going to see Janice in the picture, and she still represents who? Raising your hand. Yes?
The British.
The British, and you're going to see the boy. He looks slightly different, but he still represents the Americans. Okay? And this is kind of how they're both feeling at this point when the Americans are getting so upset.
We've talked to them. Let me speak! How does that feel? It's about to go down. We've talked to them. Let me speak! How does that feel? It's about to go down. We've talked to them. Let me speak! How does that feel? It's about...
So what is the Americans' reaction right now, Felicia?
They're just like, let me speak, let me have a say in this stuff.
They've had enough. What is Janice feeling, Nathaniel?
It's about to go down.
No, Janice is like taking this step back, kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? We've been able to tell you anything and everything that's going to happen, and now you're actually starting to put up a little bit of a fight.
About to go down.
It's about to go down.
We've talked to them. Let me speak! How does that feel?
Okay, so there's where we are. Let me go ahead and give you, that's our wrong slide. Let me go ahead and give you about another 2 minutes. I'm going to give you the white paper you need to make the squares. I'm going to show you what squares you need to title it and everything like that. But let's make sure you have everything out, your textbook open still, your colored pencil still. But let's go 2 minutes. Go! Alright, so here is our assignment that is due by the end of class. We're going to fold like yesterday. Go ahead. Fold. Fold. Yesterday we had 4 sections. Today we have 5. So we're going to use all 4 on one side. Section, 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 and 1 box on the back. Okay? Here are our 5 sections. We need to be experts on this group. I love this group. Patriotic group, no nonsense. They're the ones that are going to they're the ones kind of smacking that lady in the video that we just watched. The Sons of Liberty. Know who they are. That's 1 box. Something called an effigy. Effigies are kind of cool. It also sounds like a bad word, but they're pretty cool. Boycott. We need to know what boycott is. We need to know what Townshend's Act is, and Declaratory Act. Read the Declaratory Act. Like, this is kind of the rule above all rules that the British are going to enforce. They're going to do the sugar and the tea and the Proclamation, but check out the Declaratory Act and what that law does. Pretty ridiculous. It kind of covers everything. So again, for each one, you need to put the title of the box, just like yesterday. You need to write in any notes you would like to help you on the test, and you need to draw and color that symbolic picture. Okay? I'll be coming around to check yesterday's and give you a grade for that. Any questions on this? We'll get the snack going, we'll get the music going. Question?
Should we just do the last square on the back?
The last what?
The last square since there's 5.
We're going to do 4 on the front and 1 on the back.
Okay, it was clarifying.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah?
Where are Sons of Liberty?
Well, it's in our sections. It's in our 3 sections that we wrote down in our spiral. New text, so it starts in new text, starts on 124 and 125. All these topics are 124 and 125. All right, let's get a timer check, and then I'm done talking, and I'll start grading. Timer says I can give you, oh wow, solid 40 minutes. Make it good.